arrangement. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. I have the same problem. No matter how small my purse is, I can never find it.
Welcome back to Inauguration Week, a celebration of the inauguration of Darryl Pines as the 34th President of the University of Maryland.
Tonight you will join Maryland alumni and friends, university faculty, and leadership for a celebration of Terps.
The Maryland Awards celebrates and honors the achievements of 6 outstanding Terps presented by the University of Maryland Alumni Association.
Performing our beloved alma mater, please welcome String of Pearls.
Good evening and welcome to a celebration of Terps featuring the Maryland Awards. Please welcome to the stage Assistant Vice President, Alumni Relations and Executive Director of your Alumni Association, Amy Eichhorst.
Thank you. Good evening, Terps. I am so proud to be with you tonight at the annual celebration of Terps featuring the Maryland Awards. In 2019, when we last held this event, more than 250 alumni and friends gathered here at the Samuel Riggs IV Alumni Center, and they had an unforgettable experience. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19, we are unable to host a large in-person event, but we are grateful to have so many of you with us virtually, and also to have our honorees in person tonight, along with University and Alumni Association leaders. And we definitely look forward to hosting you in person here next year. When I think about our alumni community, I think about the pride you have for Maryland, how you have remained terrapin strong throughout this past year. You, our alumni, are what make this university a world-class institution. Your dedication to excellence, breaking barriers, and creative problem solving are just a few of the reasons we are gathered here tonight. In a few short moments, we will acknowledge 6 outstanding alumni and university friends. To our awardees, thank you for being excellent in all that you do and for inspiring all of us. I truly hope you enjoy this special evening. Yesterday, I had the privilege of attending the investiture of the university's 34th president, Darryl J. Pines. On behalf of the nearly 400,000 alumni of the university, congratulations, President Pines. We're inspired by your leadership and so thankful that you are here. And now, I'm pleased to introduce my co-host for the evening, who happens to be President Darryl Pines.
Thank you, Amy. Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to be the 34th president of this amazing institution and to be here with fellow Terps, family, and friends. This is a special evening where we can gather together and celebrate the achievements of 6 outstanding alumni and Maryland community members. I promise that before this ceremony concludes, you will be inspired to continue making an impact within the Maryland community, as well as your local communities and beyond. That's because at the University of Maryland, we pursue excellence in all that we do to confront the world's grand challenges. Now, as you know, I became president on July 1st of last year. Feels like a very long time ago to me. On that same day, I also announced 12 initiatives and recommendations to reaffirm our commitment to our core mission and values, and to one another. On my inauguration day, which also seems like a very long time, but it was only yesterday, which coincidentally, I announced 5 more initiatives to move Maryland forward. These actions speak to our values and where we are headed, as well as to move Maryland forward. Because what we do matters. How we do it matters. That's why I have prioritized promoting excellence in everything that we do, including teaching and learning, research, innovation, the arts to athletics, and creating an inclusive, multicultural community for all. Every individual in this room knows this, but I'm happy to be the one to remind you. Here at the University of Maryland, we cultivate fearless Terps who are committed to doing good in their careers and their communities. And tonight's honorees exemplify some of the best of the Terrapin community through their extraordinary leadership, dedication, and service. And now, as we continue to navigate through the pandemics, both coronavirus and the long-standing racial injustice in our country, we must continue to envision and work toward the post-COVID world and what we want this world to be. One where we recognize our shared humanity. One where we remain motivated to tackle the most pressing issues of our time. As I stand here tonight, I feel a great sense of optimism that together as Terps, we will do just that. Our willingness to advocate for and to create change is a testament to our shared commitment to inclusive excellence. This is the work that makes us all Terrapin strong. So congratulations to all the recipients. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and most importantly, go Terps. Thank you.
Thank you, President Pines. And we're so appreciative you're here, and we're so happy that you're leading our institution. It's now time to present our first award of the evening, the Outstanding Young Alumnus Award. This award honors a young Terp on the rise. And sure enough, Jazz Lewis is a shooting star, blazing an amazing trail in leadership and politics.
Outstanding doesn't begin to describe Jazz Lewis or the impact he has had on our state. This two-time Terp has dedicated his life to serving the communities of Maryland, and today we honor him with the Outstanding Young Alumnus Award. This lifelong resident of Prince George's County has risen in Maryland politics with a steadfast dedication to criminal justice reform. Now serving as a delegate in Maryland's 24th Legislative District, Lewis is a member of the House Judiciary Committee, vice chair of the Maryland House Democratic Caucus, and is senior policy advisor for Majority Leader Congressman and fellow Terp Steny Hoyer. Lewis lives by the philosophy that organized and active communities produce better outcomes for their children's education, their local economies, and their public safety. He leverages his educational background and public platform to address criminal justice reform and promote economic opportunity that reaches all citizens in their economy. Please join us in congratulating Delegate Jazz Lewis, recipient of the 2021 Outstanding Young Alumnus Award.
It is my pleasure to officially present the Outstanding Young Alumnus Award to Jazz Lewis.
Thank you all so much. This is a huge honor for me. I want to thank you guys for the kind introduction, Amy. You are doing a phenomenal job as an alumni, I'll tell you that. I want to start by just saying how appreciative I am to be the recipient of the Young Alumnus Award tonight. And I want to thank all those who invested in me, so give me a moment for those here at the school who invested in me. Those at College Park Scholars, the College of Behavioral and Social Sciences, the School of Public Policy, the Office of Multi-Ethnic Student Education, the Namburu Cultural Center, the Multicultural Involvement and Community Advocacy Center in STAMP. Of course, my wife for her patience and support as I take on all these amazing adventures here in Maryland, and everyone else who took a chance on this young man from Glenarden, Maryland. 7 short years ago, when I graduated from the School of Public Policy, I had the great fortune of hearing Majority Leader Congressman Steny Hoyer address my commencement class. And this was a special honor because just a week prior, he gave me a job. So I was happy because he also gave me a shout out in his speech. For obvious reasons, his speech was memorable for me, and I'm going to recite a few points that he made. The key reference that he brought up was a famous line by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., that though the moral arc of the universe is long, it does indeed bend towards justice. His overarching message was that the school had prepared me and my class collectively to be the living embodiments of the Do Good Challenge and to be thoughtful actors in the world. I took his words to heart, and I continue to, in every capacity that I have, try to bend my small corner of the world towards justice and do good at every opportunity. I've passed several bipartisan criminal justice reform bills to make our justice system a bit fair, lobbied and got nonpartisan staff to help review our legislation in Annapolis from a racial equity lens so that we can ensure that the policies we pass indeed affirm that Black lives do matter. Push for economic mobility, gender fairness, and to make our healthcare accessible and affordable for all folks in our state. And I've done this because the time to make Maryland the best it can be is always right now. Next to the loving environment provided by my parents, I attribute much of my advocacy and passion to my time on the campus of the University of Maryland. The land of the Terps broadened my view of the world and introduced me to ideas and people I would have never had the opportunity to see. My education did so much more for me than make me employable. It gave me a purpose. And I have to admit, when I was in undergrad leading protests against cuts to diverse faculty and fighting tuition hikes, stirring up what John Lewis would call good trouble, I never imagined standing where I am right now. But look at what God can do. So long as there is breath in my body, I'll continue bending the world towards justice and doing good at every turn. So let's stay Terrapin strong, and thank you so much for this award, and congratulations to President Pine on your inauguration. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jazz. As the first Do Good campus in the United States, our students and alumni are groomed and encouraged to make a positive, lasting impact everywhere they go. We honor an alumnus who provides an extraordinary service to the world and represents the ideals of doing good. So tonight, we award Seth Statler for transforming idealism into impact.
Long before the University of Maryland set out to become the nation's first do-good campus, alumnus Seth Statler was forging his own path toward public service. He has dedicated his 30-year career to honoring fallen firefighters and helping their families. For this, we are pleased to present him with the Do Good Award. Seth first stepped into public service as a student intern for Senator Paul Sarbanes, and he hasn't left yet. He authored legislation which created the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation, a congressionally chartered foundation to honor firefighters killed in the line of duty. He has chaired the Foundation Scholarship Program for 23 years, which has awarded more than $4 million to survivors. Seth currently leads the government affairs team for the National Fire Protection Association, NFPA, the global nonprofit organization devoted to eliminating death, injury, property, and economic loss due to fire, electrical, and related hazards. He continues to live his passion as a member of the College Park Volunteer Fire Department. Please join us in congratulating L. Seth Statler, recipient of the 2021 Do Good Award.
So tonight it is my pleasure to officially present the Do Good Award to Seth Statler.
Well, thank you very much, Amy, and thanks to you and your amazing team for all the great stuff you've been doing during the pandemic. I really appreciate all the virtual programming and everything you've done to re-energize the Alumni Association. And thank you, President Pines, and congratulations on a special week. I also want to thank my partner, Scott Ward, back at our table, who has been so supportive of me through the years. He's actually a Hokie. I guess I shouldn't reveal that in this room, but he has come to love the Terps. So I wish the Do Good Institute had been around when I went to school. But fortunately, I've been blessed to have a number of mentors who steered me down a public service path. My dad's best friend, who ran the Joint Congressional Committee on Taxation. You know, as a young teenager, I didn't really understand all his stories about Congress and tax policy, but I was always intrigued. Gettysburg College professor Ann Fender, who fascinated me with her discussion of how macroeconomics policy is made. Maryland professor emeritus Jim Grunig, who taught me everything I know about public relations, but more importantly, encouraged me to do a congressional internship during my final semester in Maryland's MBA program. And Senator Paul Sarbanes, who asked me during that internship to join his staff. I protested, you know, no, Senator, I'm headed to a business career, and my on-campus interviews have actually been going pretty well. And he said, well, you know, let's just do it for 1 year. 1 year, you can advise me on business issues, military issues, and fire service issues. And that 1 year bargain I made with Senator Paul Sarbanes changed my life in a big way. 7+ years into my 1 year agreement with him, I joined the staff of Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, who, as Jazz knows, a Terp whose entire life has exemplified the do-good commitment. I owe a lot to all of these mentors and so many others. Their wise counsel has enabled a career as well as a commitment to volunteer activities that has been so rewarding to me, but also a lot of fun. And I do appreciate the recognition, Amy, of my role in the creation of the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. But as Secretary Clinton would remind us, it does take a village. And I've been blessed to work with so many other amazing board members and a staff that treats our fire service survivors as though they are their own families. And the thousands and thousands of volunteers who help us every year honor firefighters who are killed in the line of duty and to take care of their families for the rest of their lives. Now, pre-COVID, I had dinner with a few friends up in Hell's Kitchen. You all remember what it's like to go to a restaurant, right? And, you know, I was talking, as I often do, about the Fallen Firefighters Foundation. And my friend sitting directly across from me got just a little bit teary-eyed. So I stopped him, like, you know, you must have friends or perhaps family in the fire service. No, he said, I'm just realizing as I hear you talk that I've never done anything meaningful with my life. Now, my buddy has enjoyed success on Wall Street that I can only dream about. But he needed a do-good institute when he was in school to teach him that we can serve others even while making big money in the investment world. So of course we talked about how it's never too late to volunteer, to donate, or to get involved in helping others. While there's so much I love about the University of Maryland, I'm especially proud of its commitment to empowering a do-good generation to make a positive impact in our world. President Biden has proclaimed this very week National Volunteer Week, and I hope that my story somehow inspires the amazing young people on this campus to do something meaningful with their lives. And I do very much appreciate this recognition. Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations, Seth. So it's no secret what Johnny Holiday means to UMD sports fans. Johnny has been a staple at the university and has been a champion of our student athletes. He is the voice of Maryland sports, and he embodies Terp pride. For that reason, and for so many more, we award Johnny Holiday with the Spirit of Maryland Award.
If you close your eyes and imagine the sound of the University of Maryland, one voice stands out among all others.
Collins with a three, and guess what? He nailed it!
Johnny Holiday. It is this undeniable legacy that we award him with this year's Spirit of Maryland Award. With 40 years of play-by-play narration for Maryland athletics, Johnny has broadcast more than 1,500 Terp football and basketball games and is widely recognized for his passion and dedication to the University of Maryland. When the Terps won the 2002 men's basketball championship, it was his voice declaring,
And the kids have done it! Maryland wins their first ever national championship!
in addition to being the voice of the Terps, Johnny is a role model, philanthropist, and author. Despite his busy schedule, he pursues various charitable endeavors, including hosting a celebrity golf tournament, which has raised over $1.5 million for the Youth Leadership Foundation to help students attend high school and college. His contributions to sports broadcasting are far from unnoticed. He's been inducted into numerous halls of fame, has been named Washingtonian of the Year, one of the Daily Record's 60 most influential Marylanders, and one of Dick Vitale's top 15 play-by-play voices in the nation. Please join us in congratulating Johnny Holliday, 2021 recipient of the Spirit of Maryland Award.
So Johnny could not be here with us tonight. He indeed does have a busy schedule. However, he did have the opportunity to record his acceptance speech, so let's watch the video.
Hi, I'm Johnny Holliday, and first of all, congratulations for a fabulous, fabulous night tonight, a celebration of Terps. My hat goes off to all the members of the Alumni Association for putting together an absolutely marvelous event this evening. I'm only sorry I had previous plans to be out of town, and I'm down in Florida, so I can't be there. And boy, I wish I could, because I know it's a marvelous, marvelous evening. Jazz and Seth and Joseph and Wanda and Jody, my congratulations to all of you award winners tonight. And for me personally, to get the Spirit of Maryland Award is very humbling, number one. It's something that means an awful lot to me, number two. And number three, when you're around for 42 years, I guess you're going to find there's nobody else to give the award to. So I'm very, very happy and very honored to be able to get an award like this. Maryland, to me, as I mentioned, 42 years I've been with the university, broadcasting football games, basketball games, doing events like tonight, emceeing it for the Alumni Association. And just the connection that I have with the University of Maryland is something I think everybody in my business would love to have. They would love to be working at a school like the University of Maryland, with the student athletes, the wonderful faculty, the wonderful Alumni Association members, those people who have gone through school, who still stay connected to the university and still think it's the greatest place in the world to work, as I do. The friendships you make, the coaches you've worked with, the athletic directors, the people in the front office, the back office, the ticket takers, the security guards, everybody as a whole to me is part of my family. And it's why I love every single minute I'm with any of you at the University of Maryland. To get the Spirit of Service Award, as I mentioned, means an awful lot to me. I haven't done anything to deserve this, but I will take it and I will gladly accept it. And I only wish I could be with you this evening. But again, congratulations to all the award winners. Hats off to you for all you've done and all you will continue to do. And my thanks to the Alumni Association for a marvelous evening on this night of celebration. Thank you very, very much. And go Terps.
Well, I certainly agree with Johnny. I know that there's nowhere I'd rather work than the University of Maryland. It really is a special place. There is no better gift than to actively serve our university. We honor an alumna who has been a true champion for her alma mater and who's inspired so many along the way, including me. In fact, if you've ever heard her speak or had a conversation with her, you know just how passionate she could be about life and about the University of Maryland. So tonight, we award Wanda Alexis Alexander with this year's Tyser-Gottwals Award, and I cannot think of anyone more deserving.
There is a special group of alumni who fully embody what it means to be a graduate of the University of Maryland and who embrace what it means to be a Terp. Wanda Alexis Alexander is one of these alumni. It is because of her outstanding service to the university that she is this year's recipient of the Tyser-Gottwals Award. From 2015 to 17, Wanda served as the president of the University of Maryland Alumni Association Board of Governors and currently serves as a member of the Board of Trustees for the University of Maryland College Park Foundation. For more than 20 years, she also served as principal, president, and CEO of Horizon Consulting, in addition to being the founder and principal of Wanda Alexis Alexander, LLC. On top of this, she has continued to serve her alma mater as a volunteer lecturer in multiple disciplines. A lifetime member of the Alumni Association, she expanded her family legacy in 2009 by establishing an endowment in honor of her parents, Samuel and Grace Alexander, to ensure their ongoing legacy of education. And on top of this, she counts 3 members of her family as fellow Terps. Please join us in congratulating Wanda Alexis Alexander, recipient of the 2021 Tyser-Gottwals Award.
For her dedication and her support of the community and the university, we award the Tyser-Gottwals Award to Wanda Alexis Alexander.
You all know they were trying to make me cry, right? To see my parents' picture on that screen just did everything to me because, one of the pillars of our family is service and to serve. And for me, this University of Maryland poured so much into me, but they brought a lot out of me after they kicked me out of the school. And I had to go back and speak to the dean. Some of you know this story. And Dean Mattingly said that he would let me back in the school on one condition, that I left the business college and found something else to do. And then he asked me in that moment, what is it that you love to do? And no one has ever asked me that question. I believe I started talking when I came out of the womb, and I've never stopped talking. And many people have asked me to, like my siblings who are watching this. But I wanted to just, first of all, thank everyone for the heart and the spirit that you brought to this university and that you took away with you. And I also want to say that, President Pines, congratulations, but what you said about inclusion and about the pandemics we're dealing with right now, and Jazz, all the work that you're doing in criminal justice. And Seth, may I just say, my father was a firefighter. So my first tears were shed when you were speaking and they talked about you. But I want to share with you why I am so happy and honored to get this award. And it's not because they said really nice things about me. And it's not simply because of all that University of Maryland gave me. But I drove up here yesterday from South Carolina, through North Carolina, through Virginia to Maryland, 2 days after the famous verdict that we're all talking about. And my foot got a little heavy. Wasn't me, it was my foot. And I was driving about 20 miles over the speed limit. So eventually, there were lights, because the Waze didn't know that he was up ahead. See, Waze usually says, police officer ahead. You could, and you can slow down. But there was a car in front of me, and I'm like, doesn't he see I'm going 90? Get out the way. So he moved over, and I passed him, and he got behind me. And then there were lights. But I have to be honest with you, in that very moment, there was a moment of panic, right? Because of all we've been seeing. But I calmed down and I said, boo, you were speeding. They're supposed to pull you over. But this is the reason why I'm happy that I'm receiving this award. Because when that police officer came to my car yesterday, he said, "Ma'am, do you know why I pulled you over?" I said, "Yes, sir, I do. I was speeding." And he said, "Yes, that's true. You were speeding." He said, "But that's not why I pulled you over." I'm trying not to get emotional. He said, "Ma'am, I pulled you over because I've been hired to protect and serve. And I'm here to serve you today. I want you to get where you're going, and I want you to be safe. And I don't want you to get a ticket." He said, "The police are all over the highway today, and they're pulling people over, and they're giving them tickets." He said, "I don't want that to happen to you." He said, "I pulled you over because I've been hired to protect and to serve." And I cried. I was so thankful. I said, "Thank you so much." And he said, "You don't understand," as he cried too. He said, "We need more love in this world." He said, "We need to serve others the way we want to be served." He said, "I'm all about love, and I know you are too, because I can see you're a Christian, and so am I." He said, "And that's why I pulled you over." So I want to thank you, University of Maryland, for giving me this award, because otherwise I would not have been driving up 85 North, and I would have never met that absolutely awesome and beautiful man who did not look like me, so he could protect me and serve me. So I pray that all of us understand in our prayers, let's pray for those officers who are the good guys, those officers who really do want to protect and serve us. Let's pray that they have the courage to speak to the others who don't, and to stop this madness that we've seen. I trust that that's the reason I was on the road yesterday, so I would know how to pray for all those good officers. Thank you for this award. God bless you.
Thank you, Wanda. You're just incredible. In 2019, the Alumni Association introduced the Elaine Johnson Coates Award. This award recognizes an alumnus who has made significant and sustained contributions towards diversity and inclusion. If you were here in 2019, you had the honor of hearing from Elaine Johnson Coates and seeing a snapshot of her compelling story. In keeping with Elaine's legacy, we award Joseph Kunkel for his extraordinary work and devotion in being a diversity champion.
At the University of Maryland, it is our hope that all of our graduates go fearlessly forward to make significant and sustained contributions. Those who do so in an effort to foster diversity and inclusion are now honored with the prestigious Elaine Johnson Coates Award. And it is our honor to present this second ever award to Joseph Kunkel. Joseph graduated from the University of Maryland Master of Architecture program in 2009, and he has spent the last decade improving the environments of Native American communities nationally and globally through design, education, planning, and multi-agency collaboration. As a community designer and educator, he has a growing portfolio of work in Indian country focused on the research, design, and construction of exemplary Native American Indian. In 2019, Joseph was awarded an Obama Foundation Fellowship and a Civil Society Fellowship for his work with the indigenous populations. He is dedicated to developing a lasting impact within American society where indigenous peoples have a seat at the table. Please join us in congratulating Joseph Kunkel, recipient of the 2021 Elaine Johnson Coates Award.
For your outstanding contributions to making our nation and world more inclusive, Joseph Kunkel, we award you with the Elaine Johnson Coates Award.
Thank you to the Alumni Association. Thank you to the faculty of the School of Architecture, Planning and Preservation. First, I want to start with acknowledging the lands that we gather here tonight, the home of the Piscataway, who are not a federally recognized tribe, yet these are indigenous lands. Without this acknowledgement, I don't think I would be here. I'm thankful to my elders, past, present, and future, for those that continue to serve, and that I am grateful for being here tonight. I also want to thank Mrs. Coates. After reading her biography and what she has done around equity, justice, and improving the civil society, it's a lot to live up to. It's a lot. It's a lot. I want to thank and congratulate the awardees this evening. It's great to be in a cohort with all of you. Also, congratulations to President Pines, and I look forward to seeing the work that he does in stewarding this university forward. So thank you all for being here this evening, and I'm just thankful for this award this evening. So thank you.
Please welcome back to the stage President Darrell Pines.
Well, congratulations to all that you have been honored, to all who have been honored tonight. How about giving them a round of applause again? Your passion and dedication to this university is truly transformative. It makes me very proud to know that the academic and creative culture we encourage here is at the root of many profound accomplishments. We are here to inspire excellence in all we do, and I know with your help, we are succeeding. Our next award this evening goes to an individual who has excelled in the field and has made lasting contributions. Dr. Jody Olson has applied her stellar work, ethic, and commitment to excellence in her involvement both in the Peace Corps and at our great university. The video.
Since its founding in 1961, there have been only 19 directors of the United States Peace Corps, and alumna Jody Olson was one of them. This presidentially appointed position allowed her to focus on women's global development and prosperity. She worked to remove barriers which prevented women from fully participating in the economy. Today, we are proud to add to her impressive resume the recipient of the President's Award. Jody started her career with the Peace Corps in 1966 when she served as a volunteer in Tunisia. As she has risen through the ranks, she has expanded her global reach, including serving as visiting professor for global education initiatives at the University of Maryland Baltimore School of Social Work and as director of the university's Center for Global Education Initiatives. Her lifelong commitment to service has provided her the opportunity to champion the expansion of service, learning, and international opportunities for Americans of all backgrounds. Please join us in congratulating Dr. Jody Olson, recipient of the 2021 President's Award.
For all that you do globally and your commitment to building a better future for all people, we honor you, Dr. Jody Olson, with the President's Award.
Thank you, President Pines. Thank you, Amy. Thank you all. It is truly an honor to be here. I might get teary-eyed. It's who I am. But let me go back. Now, let me first begin by doing a special thank you to the Alumni Association. As some of you know, and if you walk down the hall, you'll see my picture. I was alumni president and was on the alumni board for 6 years. And that 6 years, that time, helped me appreciate in a way that I had not understood what alumni means and what the association means and how all of us as graduates of this fabulous university, go Terps, by the way, of this great university, we have a responsibility to support the university, to sing about the university, honor its commitment, honor its values. And I want to thank the Alumni Association. I want to thank alumni. I want to encourage all of us to stay active. This university is strong, our education is strong because what the alumni and the whole Alumni Association, but all however many hundreds of thousands of us are sharing Terp, University of Maryland, and all its values. So thank you. I want to do a special thank you to the President and say congratulations, President Pines. And I want to begin with his comment when he talked about values, and he talked about diversity, and he talked about equity, and he talked about all of what is humanity, and the underlying values of what that means in addition to whatever technical education that we get. 1974, I'm giving my age away rather dramatically, but those pictures help illustrate that age. Anyway, I began my PhD program in human development in the College of Education. I wasn't quite sure where I was going to go with it. I thought of this academic career out there somewhere, and I'm sure it was going to be lovely, whatever it was going to be. But I chose human development for a very particular reason. I was so interested in the intersection between the individual and the community, the individual and society, because we are not an individual and we're not a society without a contribution of every single one that makes up that society. That doctorate program really brought that home to me. I had been a Peace Corps volunteer, as you saw. I only rode that camel once, and that was the first and the last time. I don't recommend camels. I appreciated that I had experienced that interaction, but I didn't know what it really meant until I got my doctorate here. And the values that it taught me, I have lived, I have tried to live ever since. By coincidence, just as I finished my PhD, I went off to Togo to be a Peace Corps country director, and that was the end of my academic career, at least for 30 years. But what that degree gave me, what human development, what education, what the University of Maryland, what all the Terps, and the values of what this means, what that gave me was understanding science, understanding rigor, understanding data, understanding the values of equity in how we think and look at each of us, decisions we make, decisions that groups make. And interesting that that rigor has really been part of who I am as a manager and leader in organizations since that time. I never appreciated that a doctorate could be so valuable in being a leader and a manager and a respecter of people and a respecter of teams. I want to mention that what it also gave me, back to the content of it, in terms of the individual and the community, that with my many years at Peace Corps, and particularly thinking the value of them these last 3 years as Peace Corps director, that watching respect, trust, honor, an American in a community of a different country, a different value, and a different culture. And how that American had to give himself or herself away to understand what that interactive process was that becomes important for everyone. I had seen it over the years, and I must say again, because of my own degree, I keep looking at the dean over here, that valuing that I tried to give back to staff all over the world. But what does that mean when there's an emergency? This last year, we've all been talking about COVID, but this last year, in fact, it was 13 months ago, I had to make the very painful decision to bring all Peace Corps volunteers back to the United States, 7,000 from 61 countries. We succeeded. We did it in 9 days. I must say I did get high fives from the other agencies that didn't quite do it as well. But anyway, we were able to do it. But I asked the question and asked the staff, how, why, how did that happen? That happened because, and I heard stories from the return volunteers themselves, I heard stories from the staff. It is because of the individual in the community. It was because what that young American had given, what that community had given to that young American, when all of a sudden, that young American had to leave. And it was, wait a minute, let me give you some extra packets of food for your journey. Let me help drive you to the bus station. Let me do a little celebratory moment because I know you have to leave in 24 hours. The volunteers themselves were saying, these are my best friends. I learned what humility was, I learned what trust was, I learned what I needed to learn from this community, and now I have to say goodbye. And they had to say goodbye. It worked because of the values that the individual shares with the community, and then the community can share back. Peace Corps will go back. Next few months, I checked in, and we're getting close. But importantly, and I want to bring it back to this university, because I care about this university so much, and that value, that this whole theme for tonight, what is equity? What is racial equality? What is diversity? What is hearing? What is understanding? What is appreciating stories? That's what we're about. That's the gift I got during those 4 years that I was here. That is the gift I have tried to give back for all the years since that time. I want to thank you all. This is such a great honor for me. I am so humbled to be part of this. And again, for President Pines, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, alums. Thank you, everyone. I better get off before I start crying. Thank you for an extraordinary opportunity.
Please welcome to the stage Vice President of University Relations, Rhodey Remington.
Wow, what an evening. Such a wonderful event. Please join me in another round of applause for all of tonight's honorees. It has been a pleasure to be with you this evening. This past year has seen many challenges, but we have remained Terrapin strong, Terrapin resilient. Your dedication to the university has been steadfast and invaluable. As we have honored these outstanding alumni tonight, we also recognize you, our alumni and friends, for your generosity of spirit and support. I wish to acknowledge the Hall for being our platinum sponsor this evening. I extend my special thanks to Amy Eichhorst and the Alumni Association, terrific board and staff for their outstanding work and for creating a memorable experience for our distinguished honorees. President Pines, we thank you for your presence here this evening and your leadership of and vision for this great university. As you noted in your inauguration remarks yesterday, the University of Maryland matters. What our alumni do for the good of society matters. To all of our honorees, congratulations on your achievements. We are very, very proud of you. And to all of you joining us virtually, stay well, stay Terrapin strong, and thank you for sharing this evening with us. Good night, and go Terps!
Thank you so much for joining us for tonight's special event. Please join us tomorrow for the culmination of Inauguration Week, Maryland Day.